Ever wondered why we do the things we do or think the way we think? Well, you're not alone. For centuries, humans have been trying to understand the intricacies of our own minds. This curiosity has given birth to a field of study known as psychology. So what's psychology? Picture an onion. Yes, you heard it right, an onion. Now imagine, each layer of this onion represents different aspects of human thought and behavior. Psychology, in essence, is like peeling this onion layer by layer to understand the complex inner workings of our minds. At the outermost layer, we have observable behavior. This is what we see people doing, their actions, reactions, and interactions. As we peel back this layer, we delve deeper into the more subtle aspects of the human mind. Beneath the behavior layer, we find emotions, those powerful forces that drive our actions and color our perceptions. Emotions are like the weather of our minds, constantly changing and influencing our behavior. Peel back another layer, and we come to cognition. This is where our thoughts, beliefs, and ideas reside. It's like the control center of our minds, guiding our actions and shaping our emotions. But the onion doesn't stop there. Beneath cognition, we find the core layers of our unconscious mind, the hidden depths of our psyche that influence us in ways we're often unaware of. And at the very heart of the onion, we find the biological basis of our minds, the physical brain, with its intricate network of neurons and chemicals that give rise to everything we think, feel, and do. So, psychology is not just about what we do or how we think, it's also about why. It seeks to understand the causes behind our behavior, the motivations that drive us, and the processes that shape our thoughts and emotions. So just like peeling an onion, psychology helps us peel back the layers of our minds. You might think psychology is all about couches and ink blots, but it's much more scientific than that. Far from being a soft science, psychology delves into the human mind using rigorous scientific methods. It's not a casual chat over a cup of tea, it's a systematic study of mental processes and behavior. Just like a detective solving a mystery, psychologists gather and examine evidence. They use a variety of methods to collect this evidence, including experiments, observations, and interviews. Imagine our detective, for instance, painstakingly gathering fingerprints, examining footprints, interviewing witnesses. Similarly, psychologists conduct experiments, observe behavior, and ask questions to understand the intricacies of the mind. And like a detective, a psychologist doesn't just collect evidence. They analyze it too, using statistical methods to look for patterns and relationships. It's akin to our detective piecing together clues to form a coherent picture of what happened. In the same way, psychologists analyze their data, looking for patterns that can help explain behavior and mental processes. But the mystery doesn't end there. Just as a detective's work doesn't stop at solving one case, a psychologist's work doesn't stop at understanding one aspect of the mind. They continue to ask questions, to dig deeper, to unravel the complex mysteries of the human mind. So you see, psychology is a detective story where the mystery is the human mind. So what does psychology aim to achieve with all this detective work? Well, it's all about understanding the human mind and behavior. Imagine it as a road trip, where psychology is the driver, guiding us through the scenic route of our minds. The first goal of psychology is to describe, much like observing the landscape on a road trip. Psychologists carefully watch and document people's behavior to understand what happens and when. Think about it as noticing the tall, beautiful mountains or the lush green fields as you drive along. This is the observational stage where psychologists record and describe the phenomena they observe. The second goal is to explain, akin to understanding the map of your journey. After describing the behavior, psychologists aim to uncover why people behave the way they do. This is where theories come into play, acting as the map that helps us navigate the complex paths of human behavior. It's about decoding why those mountains are tall or why the fields are green. The third goal is to predict, which is like planning your route ahead of time. Based on the patterns they've observed and the theories they've developed, psychologists try to anticipate how people will behave in the future. It's like predicting that you'll pass by a river because you're driving through a valley. Finally, the fourth goal is to change behavior, which is equivalent to steering the car. Once psychologists understand a behavior, they often aim to influence or control it to help improve people's lives. It's the act of taking a turn at the crossroads to reach a more favorable destination. Psychology, thus, is a journey of understanding the human mind and behavior. It's about observing, understanding, predicting, and influencing behavior. It's a road trip with psychology in the driver's seat, steering us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. In essence, psychology is the ultimate road trip through the human mind. So, how does this road trip affect your daily life? You might be wondering, well, the beauty of psychology is that it's not just limited to a therapist's couch or a research lab. It's part of our everyday lives. Whether we realize it or not, psychology is at work in our interactions, decisions, and understandings of ourselves and others. To illustrate this, let's think of psychology as a toolbox. Just as a toolbox contains a variety of tools, each designed for a specific task, psychology offers us a range of theories, principles, and techniques to help us understand our complex minds and behavior. For instance, ever found yourself in a situation where you knew what you should do but ended up doing the opposite? That's cognitive dissonance, a psychological theory that explains the discomfort we feel when our behavior doesn't match our beliefs. It's like a screwdriver in our psychological toolbox, helping us understand why we sometimes act against our better judgment. Or consider the role of psychology in our relationships. Ever wondered why you instantly clicked with someone, or why a certain person rubs you the wrong way? The principles of social psychology, akin to a level in our toolbox, help us understand these interpersonal dynamics. And let's not forget about mental health, a crucial aspect of our lives that psychology directly influences. Techniques derived from psychology, like mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy, are like hammers and wrenches that help us build resilience, manage stress, and improve our mental well-being. So you see, psychology is not an abstract science, detached from our daily lives. It's a practical discipline that helps us make sense of our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. It equips us with the tools to navigate the complexities of our minds and the challenges of life. And the best part, this toolbox is not exclusive to psychologists. Anyone can delve into the world of psychology and start using these tools to better understand themselves and the world around them. Psychology, then, is our toolbox for navigating the challenges of life. With all these tools and roadmaps, where is psychology headed? Imagine the field of psychology as a pioneer, always pushing past the borders of what we know about the human mind. Like any good explorer, psychology uses the tools it has honed over the years, research, observation, analysis, to venture into the unknown, always seeking to expand our understanding of the human experience. One of the most exciting frontiers psychology is exploring today is the realm of neuropsychology. This discipline marries psychology's insights about behavior and thought with the biological sciences' understanding of the brain and nervous system. Neuropsychologists are mapping out how different physical and chemical processes in our brain influence our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. They are unraveling the mysteries of how our neurons and synapses fire to create everything from a fleeting emotion to a deeply ingrained habit. Another fascinating frontier is the intersection of psychology and artificial intelligence. As we design more sophisticated AI, we're finding that these systems often need to think and learn in ways that are surprisingly human-like. To make AI more effective and more human-friendly, we're applying psychological principles to the design of these systems. For instance, we're teaching AI to recognize human emotions from facial expressions, voice tones, and body language. This can make AI more empathetic and intuitive, improving how it interacts with people. But it's not just about making machines more like us. The field of AI is also providing psychologists with new tools and insights. For instance, machine learning algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data on human behavior, helping psychologists spot patterns and trends that might be too subtle for the human eye to see. The future of psychology is also likely to see more personalized and precise interventions. Imagine therapies tailored to your unique brain chemistry, or educational programs designed around your individual learning style. As we understand more about the diversity and complexity of human minds, we can create more effective ways to help people thrive. Of course, these are just a few of the frontiers psychology is exploring. As we push further into the unknown, we'll undoubtedly find new questions to ask, new challenges to tackle, and new discoveries to make. As we continue to explore the frontier of the mind, who knows what we'll discover next? That's the adventure of psychology.